Conditional pardon, it virtually restores you to full citizenship status. You can now go anywhere in the country you like, but you still cannot go back to Britain until your original prison sentence had expired. So if you're a 10-year convict transported out here, 4 years later, ticket of leave, 1 year later, conditional pardon, 5 years has gone by. You still cannot return to Britain for a further 5 years. There's not one known convict transported to the Swan River colony who ever legally returned to Britain, not one. And the British government made sure of it. They imposed a transportation tax. £1 for each year of your prison sentence. You're a 10-year convict, you owe £10. You're a 20-year convict, you owe £20. When the average earnings are £1 a month, it virtually guarantees you live at the poverty line and cannot afford to go anywhere else. Some convicts thrived on the challenge. They made a success. Some failed dismally. One man who was very successful, in a roundabout kind of way, is still in the news today actually, a convict by the name of Joseph Horrocks, 35 years old when transported. It's old for a convict. He originally came from Cornwall, a mining area southwest of England, and he was transported for 14 years for the crime of forgery. So straight up, he's got a £14 debt. He arrived here in late 1851. He helped build this place for 2 years. He was granted his ticket of leave. He decided, I'm not going to try and compete with all the free settlers. I'll try my luck at one of these convict work depots. He obtained permission to go north to a depot called the Hinton depot, about 400 miles north. He worked there as a medical assistant. The depot closed within a year of his arrival. Because of his good behaviour, he was granted conditional pardon. He decided, I'm going to stay in this area, make a go of things myself. He opened up a copper mine. He was used to mining. It was a successful mine, but he needed people to work the mine. He sent word back here to the convict establishment. I've got a mine that's kind of going great, but I need labourers. Any ticket of leave convicts want a job? I've got one. At one point in time, he employed 60 ticket of leave convicts. He built a town from nothing. He built the mine, a hall, a school, a church. He petitioned the governor of the day for the very first ever public railway in Western Australia. And that ran from his copper mine to the port city of Geraldton. That town he built from nothing is still there today. It's a very small place. My sister lives there actually, a place called Northampton. And around that kind of way, he's still in the news. Have you ever been up there?
Yeah.
Every year in January in this state, people from the state can vote for the best beach in Western Australia. 4 years ago, January 2018, voted the best beach in the whole of Western Australia is a beach at Northampton. And the beach is called Horrocks Beach. It's named after that man. Now, reform plays a big part. In the convict period, they believe the way to reform is religion. Compulsory and daily, you've got no choice. You've got two churches, the Catholic Church and the main one, the Protestant Church. I'll explain why that's the main one when we get there. We're going to visit both of them. Before we go to the first church, the Protestant Church, any questions?
I'm just wondering, like, what brought the 8-year-old kids here?
That's after the convict period, but the 8-year-old was stealing 3 dozen oranges from a fruit stall in town. It was in the 1890s, just after the convict period. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 days a week.